Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm bringing you such a special one, and that is going to be my first completed junk journal tour. I know I haven't shared a lot of junk journaling content on YouTube, and honestly, I haven't shared that much on Instagram or TikTok either, and that is because my junk journal has become my safe creative space for me. I'll share videos of completed spreads to TikTok or Instagram, but for the most part, I love to return to my junk journal as a place to completely be free with no stakes. I don't like the pressure of having to film it, and it honestly has been one of my favorite creative pastimes and creative outlets in the past 6 to 8 months that I've been using it. So I only started this junk journal in August 2024, and I just finished the last page a couple days ago in May 2025. I use it as a combination of a junk journal, scrapbook, memory book, as well as a sketchbook, and a place to put some creative ideas that I don't know where else to put. It has been such a great all-in-one resource for me to just put any ideas that I have with no thoughts or stakes and without having to think about a completed product. You might remember a couple months ago at the end of 2024, I did a half junk journal tour where I showed about a quarter of what I'm about to show today. So if you already saw that video, thank you for watching it, but I am going to go through every single page in this video today so that everything is all in one place. Before we get started, I'm just going to chit chat a little bit quickly about the major tools that I use when I do my junk journal, and I'm going to try to leave links to most of the main things that I use for junk journaling in the description of this video if you want to check them out. The first thing that I'll say is my junk journal is a traveler's notebook from Archer and Olive. I am an Archer and Olive ambassador, but I absolutely love their products, and this is actually my first time using a journal in this dimension. So a traveler's notebook is really skinny and long, and I really liked using this size of journal. These journals are great. They have 160 GSM pages, so super thick paper. You can paint in them, you can use paint markers, you can use markers, whatever you want, and they look really great inside. It has an elastic closure, 2 ribbon bookmarks, a pen loop on the back, and a pocket where you can keep any extra junk on the last page. This one is actually from the Archer and Olive summer collection, I think 2 years ago, which was called Beyond the Sea. So it has this gorgeous mermaid imprint on the front, which I love. And then of course these things did not come on the journal. I added them myself. I made this journal charm out of beads that I had left over from all of my Taylor Swift friendship bracelets, and this little ribbon that I had that came, I think, in a package. As for the rest of my materials, the most common pens and markers that I like to use are the Posca paint markers, the Tombow dual brush pens, the Stettler Tri Plus fine liners, and the Sakura Pigma Micron fine liners, as well as the Sakura Jelly Roll pens. And then whenever I did scrapbooking pages or junk journal collage pages in my journal, I used 2 main methods of sticking things in. That was an Elmer's tape runner and the Yoo-Hoo glue stick, which is my favorite. And with all that being said, let's head over to my desk so I can show you every single page of my first finished junk journal. Okay everyone, here is my cute little junk journal. Like I mentioned in the intro, I have this gorgeous mermaid imprint on the front of the journal, and my cute little journal charm. It has these cute little eyeball charms on it too, which I love. So let's just go ahead and take a look at the first page. So this is my opening page that I made. This journal has these gorgeous mermaid scale pearlescent end sheets, and then this is the opening page that I made. I knew I just wanted to have my name and my Instagram @ so I have that with a couple of stickers. These ones are actually nail stickers from the brand Deco Beauty. I had them on my nails in my manicure the week that I was doing this journal spread, and then I was taking my nail polish off and they came off so perfectly that I stuck them in here as well. And then here is my opening journal page. I did a welcome to my journal page and also included my little mantra for the journal, which was to be creative and be free. So I wrote that here. I wrote it a couple of other times throughout the journal because I wanted to set the intention with this journal before I started it, that it would just be a fun, lighthearted, no stakes creative place to just do whatever I wanted. So I wanted to remind myself of that on the first page. And then I did this little card here at the bottom to write the dates from when I worked on this journal. So this, like I said, it was August 2024 to May 2025. I used these stickers a lot throughout the journal. These are from the Ransom Notes sticker book, and I can leave a link to that in the description as well if you want to check it out. It's a great resource for scrapbooking or junk journaling. Here is my first real spread that I did. This is a bunch of junk from when my family went to the beach together last year and my boyfriend came with us. So I have some some receipts from shopping that we did, stickers from places on the boardwalk. This I got at a little arcade. My boyfriend and I did the photo booth. This next page is kind of a retrospective page. This is from the ski trip that my family took in early 2024, but I had a bunch of junk left over from it, so I decided to put it all in my journal. I found that that was one of my favorite things about using this journal, is that I finally had a place to put a bunch of stuff that I had just been hoarding, like stickers and postcards and memorabilia from trips that was just like sitting in a bin somewhere, and I loved having a place that I was just like, this is the place where I can put it. So I have this really cool sticker from when we saw Dew Tour at Copper Mountain, this cool postcard, some stickers. This is a cutout of a picture from my disposable camera that I took while we were there, and I did some doodles and stuff like that. This next page is actually two separate spreads. This one is from when my friends and I went to the beach together last year. So I have this picture from my disposable camera, and so is this one. And this is actually a flap, so you can pick it up. And I wrote a little synopsis of everything that we did the weekend we went to the beach together. This side is a little page from my friend's birthday. She had a little birthday weekend. This is actually also a flap. This is a card that she wrote to me for like as a thank you for coming on the trip. I wrote a synopsis of what we did. This is a little picture of us, and it was my friend's 24th birthday, so I put these cards in the journal to honor that. And also like the whole weekend we like played card games and board games all weekend, so I thought that was a cool way to honor that. I think I mentioned this in the first journal video that I made, but I actually have a deck of playing cards that was already missing a bunch of cards, which is why I felt okay gluing them into my journal so I didn't ruin a completely good deck of cards to do these spreads, just so you know. I'm not wasteful like that. Next, we have a really cool page. This is my top 3 picks by A24. I actually did these in collaboration with Max, and I thought that was such a cool thing that I got to do last year, working with Max on a couple of different projects. I picked my 3 favorite picks from the studio A24, and I did these cute little collaged cutouts of them. These are the real movie posters, but I collaged them onto these little film strip backings that I made myself. And of course I added stickers and other embellishments on top, and I feel like they look so cool. This one is a commemorative page of when my boyfriend and I went to see one of my favorite artists, Porter Robinson, in concert last year, and I bought a huge sticker pack from the merch booth at the concert, which is what all of these pink and black stickers are from, and I thought they were so cute that I wanted to use them like all in the same place, so I made this journal spread of stuff from the concert. So I took this picture of him on the stage right there. This is me and my boyfriend in our matching shirts that we went to the show in. This is my ticket from my phone, and then these white pieces and this big heart are confetti from the show that I picked up off the ground while we were leaving. I hate that nowadays for concerts and stuff you rarely get a physical ticket anymore, so this one I decided to make one myself. I just printed out the Apple Wallet ticket from my phone and glued it in because I was like, I need to have a little commemoration of that here. Next, I have a little retrospective page. This was from November 2023. Yeah, November 5th, 2023. My boyfriend and I went on a drive in Shenandoah National Park, and I had this really cool vintage postcard from it. This was like the backing from a pin that I bought while we were there, and this is the stamp that you can get when you go into the national parks. You can like stamp it on your passport. This one is just a creative page that I did. I had these gold letters and I wrote out, "Where's your star?" To me, it means that like you're having a tough period and you're like, where's my shine? Where's my star? Why am I not showing the best part of me? That's what that means to me, but it's up for interpretation. Now I have 2 drawn pages. When I started collaging in this journal, I realized that I was not going to be able to fill up the entire thing with just collagey junk pages because it was going to be way too thick. I would not be able to even close it. So I knew I wanted to fill a bunch of the pages with drawings too, so that they would be flat. So these are 2 that I did. This one says, "Your sun will rise in time," and this one says, "Maybe this time." This one was done with Posca paint markers, and this one was done with Stettler Tri-Plus fine liners. These next 2 pages I did on my 25th birthday. I knew I wanted to honor my birthday by doing something creative in my journal, so I did this little collagey page, and then of course I had to draw SpongeBob and Patrick, what's funnier than 24 or 25, because what else are you supposed to do on your 25th birthday other than draw SpongeBob and Patrick cracking up? This next 2-page spread is from my boyfriend and I's anniversary trip we took together. We went to Harper's Ferry, West Virginia for our 6-year anniversary, which is crazy to say, and we stayed in a tiny house Airbnb while we were there. So I drew a picture of our tiny house. I wrote a synopsis of what we did. We took this little picture of us outside the tiny house when we were leaving, and then this is from the Harper's Ferry National Park that we went and saw a bird show at. We saw a lady talking about peregrine falcons while we were there. Next up, I have these gift gift tags that I designed for Archer and Olive. I'm an Archer and Olive ambassador, so I'm often making content for their blog and for their YouTube channel. These ones were for a video I did a few months ago that was talking about making DIY gift wrap, and I designed these printable gift tags that you could print out and color in to add to your handmade gift wrap. And I had a couple left over from when I filmed the demonstration video, so I decided to color the rest of them in and glue them into my journal because they're just too cute. I had to glue them in. And then this side I did right after watching Wicked, so I wanted to try and do a like pixelated lettering using the dot grid of this notebook. So I made the grid and then I filled in the letters like they would be on like a cross stitch or a quilt, and it says "Let's Fly" for Wicked. This spread is from my 25th birthday party. I had a really fun birthday party in the backyard with a bunch of friends and family. This like confetti tissue paper in the background was in one of the gifts that somebody gave me. I have this little label from a card somebody gave me. It was on the envelope. This is a tag from a vintage piece that one of my friends gave me for my birthday. I have this cute Polaroid of me holding all the Jello shots that I made, and this big disco ball was from wrapping paper that somebody gave me. We played one of my favorite games, Fishbowl, so I have a little scrap of paper from that. I love that page. Next up is another retrospective page. This is from when my boyfriend and I went to Bonnaroo last year. So I had all of these stickers from a sticker pack that they sent out like with my ticket and wristband and stuff, and I thought they were so cute that I wanted to do a journal page with them. So I had this leftover picture from my disposable camera from the trip, and I printed out this picture of me with the Ferris wheel on the grounds, and I thought it was so cute, so I did this background that matched the Bonnaroo branding, like the lineup poster, and added in all these cute stickers. Next up we have the first of many sticker pages. So I am totally somebody that has sticker anxiety. At least I used to. I think doing junk journaling has fixed that for me, but I used to never want to use stickers because, especially if I thought it was really cute, I was like, I can't waste this sticker on something that it's not gonna stay forever, or I'm not gonna have it forever. So having my junk journal has been a great way to just have a place to put all my stickers that I know I'm gonna keep them forever and I'll always be able to look at them. So here is the first of one of my many sticker pages that I did. I love a lot of these. This is obviously the Posca paint markers. This is for the Dare. Love him, saw him in concert last year. I have a pair of Hammy's shorts that I love. This is from a small business called Whatever Lola. This is for Richmond, Virginia, my college town that I love. I'm pretty sure this is from Glossier, and so is this. Here we have another sticker page. This is my voting sticker from voting in the presidential election, and these are mostly like brand stickers. This is from an Etsy shop. This is from Natural Life. I'm pretty sure these are from Pura Vida. This is actually another page from my HBO Max collaboration. I did these stills from the show The Penguin. I absolutely loved doing these. It was such a fun project to work on with them. Up next I have some of my Halloween spreads. So this one is a card that my mom gave me for Halloween, and then my friends and I dressed up as Inside Out for Halloween, so I had to print out a picture of that. That's me as Sadness and my friend as Disgust, and we look so cute. And I had this Inside Out sticker, so I threw that on there too. This one is like a quilt page. I did a quilt theme in my bullet journal in February 2024, and it's really fun and therapeutic and relaxing to draw quilting patterns like this. I highly recommend it, especially if you have a dot grid journal, because it's really easy to make all the lines super perfect. So this was just a mindless therapeutic activity for me to do. Up next, I think we have one of my favorite spreads in the whole journal. This is from the Casey Musgraves concert. My friends and I and my boyfriend went to the Deeper Well tour. I did this whole collage page of stuff from the tour, so these are all pictures of us, and I knew I wanted to do this because we had regular seats in the arena, and somebody that worked at the venue came up to my friends and asked if we wanted to be upgraded to go to the floor, and of course we said yes. So they gave us free floor wristbands. We got to go on the floor, and that is how close we were to Casey during the show. It was so crazy. It was one of the best concerts I've ever been to. It was amazing. The background of this page is all confetti from the confetti launch at the tour. This is us being so shocked how close we are to the stage. And this is a little fake ticket that I made on Canva. Those are our little Deeper Well outfits. And up next we have another page of pictures from our Inside Out costumes. We all looked so funny. It was so cute. So I had to do a page with all of those. Like, look how bright my face is right there. It's like so bright blue. Anyway, this page is another Casey Musgraves page. I did the lyrics to Flower Child by Casey Musgraves and just some doodles. I did these with a new set of pens that I had just gotten. These were the gel pens from Archer and Olive, like their rainbow gel pens, and I wanted to test them all out, so I decided to do this whole page with them, and they're really juicy and thick. I really enjoyed using them. Don't know what this page is. I think I was just experimenting and having fun, but that's fine. Next up, I have 2 black and white spreads. This side is a Zentangle, which is also very therapeutic and fun and mindless to draw. And then I have some more quilting patterns on this side. These ones were all done with the Sakura Micron fine liner pens. Here I have a little scrapbooky junk journal spread of when my boyfriend and I went to tea at the Kingbird restaurant at the Watergate Hotel in Washington, D.C. They were having a 1960s themed tea, obviously because it was at the Watergate Hotel. Crazy implications there, but it was really fun. So I printed out these pictures of us with the spread and me drinking my tea, but the menu from the tea was beautiful, and it had all of these custom illustrations of the actual foods that we ate. So like this picture of me holding that little pistachio pineapple tart, that's literally like a custom drawing of it that was printed in the menu. So I took one of the menus home and I cut it up so I could have some of the little pictures in there. I stole this little fake rose petal from the table because it was cute. And then actually on the menu, the 2 teas that we ordered, so the one that I ordered and the one that my boyfriend ordered, were on exact opposite sides of the same piece of paper. So I cut it out and glued it in. This is the one I had. It was the bourbon vanilla chai. Up next, we have one of my favorite spreads. This is a new concept that I decided to do a couple times in this journal, where I drew a little character. I drew this one first, and then I added in around her a bunch of different things that I think she would carry around with her. It was a very good creative sketchbook exercise prompt to do. Up next, we have this page, which was really fun. It's full of fruit stickers. These took me a couple months to collect all of these just from random like bananas, oranges. This is from an apple, avocados, things that I was eating that I would save the fruit stickers from and put in here. And then this, I'm pretty sure this is the last page that I showed in my last junk journal tour. This is a menu from a restaurant in the town where I live. I was at that restaurant with some of my friends and I drew this little picture of the 4 of us hanging out together. So I took it home, cut it out, and glued it in here. Guess which one of these 4 is supposed to be me. Up next, we have another set of pages from an Archer and Olive collaboration. So a few months ago, I did a video for Archer and Olive showing how to make DIY stickers out of tape and paper, and these are all the ones that I designed for that video. Next, I have a little mishmash spread of a bunch of stuff from November and December last year. I have this wristband from going to a concert. These are from like Christmas presents, like little labels on Christmas presents. These are from playing pickup volleyball, and the packaging from a Christmas present that I got. Then I have a really fun page. This was me testing out a new product from Archer and Olive from one of their sub boxes. They did a sub box in February this year that was Valentine's Day themed, and it came with the most beautiful bottle of ink. If you watched my February 2025 journal with me, I did my whole February Valentine's Day journal theme was inspired by this bottle, and that video is really fun, so I recommend checking that out if you want to see me use this ink in that journal with me video. And of course, I had to do these lyrics from Slut by Taylor Swift. I also did this page testing out some of the washi tapes from that Love Spell collection from the same sub box from Archer and Olive. This one is just a simple sketch page that I did with Archer and Olive acrylograph pens, and it just says, what can you make with your heart? Here is another thing that I think is a really great junk journal idea if you don't know what to fill up your junk journal with. Next time you get a product that comes in cool packaging, just cut up all the packaging and glue different things on there. So I made this little book nook kit. I got it for Christmas, and when I made it, the packaging of the box was so cute that I cut out a bunch of the different pictures from the outside of the box and just collaged it onto the page with some stickers and some tissue paper. I love this page, and I love my book nook. Next up, I have all of this packaging from Archer and Olive. So I did this little working with A&O spread. These are all like from their little freebies that come with all their packages. So I cut up some of the pictures from that. This is some of the packaging from the Love Spell box, and these are all stickers from various collections by A&O. Up next, I have 2 cute little spreads. This one is from going to trivia night. My boyfriend and I went to trivia at a bar one night and we won first place. So of course I had to commemorate that here. These pictures in the background are from like one of the rounds where they passed out pictures that was naming all the movies that these posters were from. This page is from when my friends and I went skiing for the day in January this year. I saved my lift ticket from that day and I printed out this cute picture. This one is so simple, but I really love it. Up next, I have another cute spread that I think is a great idea to do if you don't know what to fill up your journal with. This is all from the catering menu from Chicken Salad Chick, which is just a restaurant. So next time you go to a restaurant that has disposable menus or catering menus or business cards, you can grab one and cut out all the different things of food, and you can collage it onto the page. So I of course had to cut out what my favorite chicken salad is from the place, which is Olivia's Old South. It's like egg salad with pickles. Up next we have a couple of pages of spreads from going to Las Vegas. I went to Vegas in January with my family. One of the days while we were there, I went to a really cool art installation called Omega Mart. I have a video on Instagram and TikTok of me going on the tour there, but it's a really cool interactive art installation, and I got a lot of stuff while I was there, so I made this whole page of merch from that. I have this cute little label from a pin that I bought. This is my receipt from my tickets, and then I have this little flip up page that shows a little summary of what I did while I was there. And then I also bought a pack of stickers while I was there, so I put a bunch of those stickers on the page too. Here is another multi-page spread of stuff from Las Vegas. So this is a Vegas map that I just grabbed from like the concierge desk at our hotel. This is my ticket from seeing Cirque du Soleil at the Bellagio. I did exactly one slot machine and I won $1.36. So I didn't even cash it out. I just saved the voucher and I glued it in because this to me is more valuable than $1.36. And then over here, this is from the same little Vegas map book that I got. It had this page all about the exact show that we saw while we were there. We went there to see the Eagles at the Sphere, which is my parents' favorite band. So they had actually the exact day that we were seeing them in that book. So I cut it out and glued it in here. And these are just some more stickers from stuff we did while we were there. The next few pages are all from my trip to Barcelona. I did a lot of traveling in January. I didn't really plan for it to be like all back to back, but it was, and it was really crazy, really fun whirlwind of a month. These are all stuff from Barcelona. I have this little envelope. This is actually all of the receipts from all of the souvenirs that I bought while I was there. I have these business cards from two of the stores that I went to there, Miscellaneous, which is an artist shop of local artists, and Stick and Tape, which is like a stickers, washi tape, stationery pen store that I went to. I have this from a map of Barcelona. This is a ceramic shop that I went to while I was there on La Rambla. This is from the packaging of when I bought this ring that I wear all the time. This is from Casa Batlló in Barcelona. I actually bought these letter stickers at Stick and Tape while I was there also. Then I have this multi-page spread of more stuff. This is my boarding pass. This is more of maps. We have more maps back here. A picture of me in Montserrat. This is my like baggage claim tag. Another thing from the city map. This was my hotel that we stayed at. This is from Casa Batlló. And I really, really love this page. I ended up doing a little cutout page where I cut this heart shape out of the middle of this page so that it would frame this picture of me in Park Güell perfectly. I just love it. I feel like it looks so cute. The background of this page just has more pictures, more maps, pictures that I took while we were there. And then this page has more little stuff from business cards. I love those pages. Up next, this is another page that I did for an Archer and Olive video. I'm pretty sure this has come out already, and if it has, I will link all of the Archer and Olive videos that I'm talking about in the description box. I made this little collage playlist of songs that I was listening to at the moment. So I have some by Magdalena Bay, Beyonce, Clairo, Suki Waterhouse, Charlie XCX, Sabrina Carpenter, Remy Wolf, and Rachel Chenouri. And I actually have this Spotify link so you can go listen to the playlist if you want. I can link the playlist in the description box as well. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see these pages on camera, but this page is all done with one marker. I can show it. I actually bought this at Stick and Tape in Barcelona. This is a pen where the tip is like perfectly circular, and depending on how hard you press it down, it will make a perfect circle, but just at different diameters. If you like press it harder, it'll make a bigger circle. So I decided to do kind of like a, I don't know what you would call this. It's like kind of like a pressure map. I did these heart shapes, and it's supposed to look like they're pulsating because the dots around the actual heart are thicker, and then they get smaller as they get further away. I feel like it looks cool in person, but this is a really like neon color that I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it very well on the page. And then this page I did also with a pen that I bought at Stick and Tape, which is this one. This is Keiko Green 0.5mm pen, and this is just the most perfect, beautiful mustard yellow color. And I covered this whole page in bows. I really like doing stuff like this where it's a repeating pattern. You draw the same thing over and over again, but draw it in different shapes and orientations so that it fills up all of the space. It's really satisfying to do. Up next, I have some spreads from February. This side is some stuff from Valentine's Day. This is a card that my mom gave me that I cut out because the cover was so cute. She gave me some Lindor chocolates, so I glued a wrapper of that in in there. And then this is some other stuff from February. This is a business card from the restaurant my boyfriend and I ate at on Valentine's Day. This background here is another sheet from going to trivia. I have movie tickets from my boyfriend and I seeing One of Them Days, which is a great movie. Okay, the next 3 pages are all the same. They are illustrations of some characters from the PlayStation 2 game SSX Tricky, which was one of my brother's and I's favorite games when we were kids. We played it all the time. It's just a snowboarding game, but it's so fun and the characters are so cute. So I drew the characters in the cutest outfits that they wear and also illustrated some of the snowboards that you can unlock for each of them. This was my favorite character when I was a kid. Her name is Sia. She's so cool. She's like disco-y. These like little illustrations are like stuff that come on her boards that you can customize them with. So this one is like records, and then this is like a beaded curtain, and they're so cute. I had so much fun doing this that I did it 2 more times. This is another character from SSX. Her name's Elise. She's like the main character. She's like Canadian. So these are 2 of her boards. This little like a butterfly tattoo design comes on one of her other boards, and so do these dice. And then I did it for Zoe, who I think this is my favorite one of these pages. It looks so cool. She's kind of like more hardcore character. I love her little logo with this big butterfly and her cool boards, and this little like tattoo devil comes on one of her other boards. I just feel like this page looks so sick. I love her. Here we have yet another Archer and Olive video. This one was planning some outfits for summer, so I drew some of my favorite summer pieces, and I wrote here like how I can combine each of them into different outfits. I really like this page. Over here I have some scraps from when my boyfriend and I went to Richmond for a weekend to visit some of our friends. We went to this really good restaurant in Richmond called Cochi Loco. If you are in Richmond or are visiting, I highly recommend. The food is insane there. It's so good. And then all of these little scraps are from playing fishbowl, and this was our little score sheet from the end of the game. Over here I have some little illustrations of teacups. These were all done with the Sakura Jelly Roll Moonlight set of gel pens, and this says "You can't be everybody's cup of tea." That's also a Casey Musgraves lyric. Over here I have a page where I was testing out some of the new stuff from the Archer and Olive Rest and Renew box, which came with some stamps that I don't often work with, so it was really fun to practice using them. Clearly I need to practice a little bit more on my technique because I didn't do very well. But that box also came with these really pretty washi tapes that I was using, as well as this gorgeous gold gel pen. Like, look at this pen. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And then here, I actually just showed this in my most recent YouTube video. I did a traditional tattoo design theme for May this year in my bullet journal. And I actually did this a couple months ago to practice drawing in that style before I committed to doing it for my journal theme. These are all recreations of real tattoos by real tattoo artists, so I could practice drawing in this style. Okay, here on the left, I just have a bunch of random scraps. And then I used one of the washi tape sets from the Rest and Renew box. It has a bunch of like journaling prompts on it. So I did one of those that says list 5 things you're grateful for right now. So I wrote 5 of those. And then a couple months ago, I found a folder full of magazine clippings that I cut out, I think when I was 14 or 15. I used to get 17 magazine in the mail all the time, and I cut out so many things from it. I used to have a journal that I did similar stuff like this, like when I was in early high school, but I guess I stopped doing it and I never used the rest of the clippings. And I was like, I have to use all of these. So I glued a bunch of them in the next few pages. These are like the most 2014, 2015 magazine headings ever. Like this says #flawless. This says feminist, dream out loud. This is a picture of Ingrid Nilsson, Miss Glamorazzi, famous YouTuber of the early 2010s. I also found a picture of Bethany Moda that I cut out at the time, which is crazy. This next page here, this is a clipping of Charlie XCX wearing Moschino knuckle rings in 2014. This is the most insane thing that I could have found, and I was like, I need to make a spread using this, so I made a Charlie XCX spread. This is just the lyrics to Add Up My Love by Clairo, which I was obsessed with at the time and still am obsessed with, respectfully. For this, I used a brush pen. I used this brush pen. I actually don't know what brand this is. It doesn't have a brand on it. Oh no, it's Pentel. We have some more collage pages. This Skittles is also from that collection of magazine cutouts from 2015. I have more from trivia. This is like another one of the halftime sheets with pictures on it, and a receipt from Target. I don't know why. Oh, this was me buying Sunrise on the Reaping. New Hunger Games book, so I had to put that on there. This is a real gold mine. These are also clippings from 17 magazine. These are all behind the scenes photos from Taylor Swift's Keds collaboration photo shoots. That's like the most 2015 thing I could have ever said. So yeah, I literally cut these out, I think in 2015. Here I have a full page of stickers from the movie Trolls. I got this whole sticker set, I don't know when or why, but it was just sitting in my sticker binder for a really long time, so I decided to just put them all on the same page, so I did that there. I actually did that on the next page too. These are all stickers of Elena of Avalor, but this page is another one of those character illustrations where I did this ballerina, and then I drew a bunch of stuff that she would have in her bag. So she has her jet glue, and her gauze, and her sewing supplies for her shoes, and her bobby pins, and her hairspray, and her brush to do her bun. So this is a bunch of junk from right before my boyfriend moved. So this is like a receipt from like one of the last restaurants we went to together, snacks, getting treats together. Here I have the leftover pieces from my Frutiger Arrow theme in my bullet journal. If you haven't seen that video, please go watch it. It's my favorite video I've ever made. It's so good. And at the end of the month, I only had a couple of printouts left over from the month, so I did this last little spread with them. This is just a bunch of junk. This is a stamp from something I ordered on Etsy that came from Australia. I didn't realize it was being made in Australia. And then these are from some Easter gummies that I bought. I love this page. One of the new Art Journal of collections for the spring was kind of like enchanted forest themed, and it had a lot of these like swan imageries. So I knew I had to do a Barbie Swan Lake page to honor these. So I did this beautiful illustration of Barbie as Odette from Swan Lake and her in her swan form and her tiara. Next we have more junky pages. These are like packaging from the bag and the wrap from this deli. This side is more from going to trivia. I love these two pages. This is kind of like an outdated one. I did this pretty late, but these are all stuff from when my boyfriend and I went to the Jingle Ball and we got to go to a private artist session with Tate McRae. I don't know if I've talked about this on YouTube. I basically won tickets on the radio to go to the Jingle Ball. When I found out about the lineup for the Jingle Ball, I was like, wait, why is this lineup really good? It had like Tate McRae, Gracie Abrams, Jason Derulo, Teddy Swims. Like it was actually pretty good, but it was sold out. So I was like, oh, I'm probably not gonna be able to go. But then I found out that they were giving away tickets on the radio. I simply called one time and they just gave me the tickets and they said, you can come to this private thing to meet Tate McRae. So I was like, all right, boyfriend, get in the car, we're going. I literally won the tickets like the day before and we got to go to this private thing where we got to have free food, free alcohol. We got to watch Tate McRae perform 3 acoustic songs to a crowd of literally like 50 people. It was insane. So I have some memorabilia from that. And then this one is from my friends and I going to a like dance party night that was called Pink Pony XC Espresso in DC, which was all like Chapel Roan, Charlie XCX, Sabrina Carpenter, other pop artists, which was really fun. So this is me and my friend at it. And then the next day I went to get a bagel and it said hot to go on the receipt. So I had to glue that in too. Here is another one of those pages that I made collaging stuff from a catering menu. This is from a local restaurant called Sweet Leaf. Over here I have a page of stuff from when my friends and I did like a group trivia day. We love trivia and we go to trivia like at a bar every week. We wanted to do a trivia where we all wrote the questions for each other. So my friend organized the whole thing and she made these like custom score sheets for it. So I saved my whole score sheet and some of the like answer slips from the day. It was so fun. And if you're wondering, me and my boyfriend tied for first place. Here is another cute little sketchy page. This was done all with zebra mild liners. Here is a cute little illustrated page that I did of a bunch of cats. I really like this. I feel like these could all be like cute tattoos or something. And then I started this page where I was going to write the names of a bunch of cats that I know, like people's cats, my friends' cats, and like cats that I've met or cat sat for and stuff. And then I realized I don't think I know that many cats, so I only have 6 here, and maybe I'll add more to this as I meet more cats throughout my life. Here is another one of those pages of testing out the new collections from Archer and Olive when they send them to me. So these are from the summer collection. This side is the Firefly Night, so we have some stickers and the washi tape from that theme design, and then this side is the Moonlit Garden, which I love both. This whole collection is insane. I think it should be being released right around the time I post this video, so if you haven't gotten anything from it, I highly recommend. Everything is so beautiful from this collection. Then I decided I wanted to have an index of all of the pens that I own. Not all of them, but like the colored markers and pens that I have. So I did this page and the next page to document all of the pens that I own. So this side is all of the Archer and Olive brand pens that I own. These are all the calligraphs that I have, the acrylographs, and the gel pens that I have. So I have all of the swatches. I also find having a page like this is helpful because sometimes on markers, the cap color doesn't always really match the ink color. So if you're trying to pick out a color palette for something, it can be hard to just go off the cap colors. So this is what I did to document what the actual colors look like for each of the pens. And then I also did this page to document all of the Tombow dual brush pens that I own, which is a lot. Here I have some leftovers from Easter. Here I have a few pages in a row that I did at my friends and I's junk journal night. I hosted a little night where we did some junk journaling together on the porch in a beautiful summertime evening. So I did this page of scraps from April. I have like a Powerball ticket that my mom bought me for Easter. I wrote a little blip of stuff that happened during April, some pictures, and some other cute scraps that I collected throughout the month. This double page spread is pictures from my mom's birthday. She had her birthday at the Gimme Gimme Disco and it was super fun. This is me and some of my friends and my boyfriend who all came to the party, and my ticket. My friend brought a One Direction book to my junk journal night and we had a lot of fun cutting out pictures of One Direction and gluing them in. So this is my One Direction page that I made. I love this one. It says 1D couldn't believe it when they got their own dolls. It's them like holding up the Barbie dolls they had made of them. It's so funny. I love One Direction. I also did this page. This is just some pixelated type of my name that I had fun drawing. And then this is my friends and I's summer bucket list that we made together. These two pages I also did at my junk journal night. These are just song lyrics that I did in fun fonts. So this is All I Ever Asked of You by Rachel Chinoriri, and then Hits Different by Taylor Swift. This is a full page that I did of stuff from traveling in 2024. So I had a bunch of leftover scraps that like wasn't enough to do like one whole page about each trip. I have this thing from Dollywood. I didn't actually go there, but my boyfriend and I stopped near there on the way to Bonnaroo. This is from the VMFA Museum in Richmond, Virginia. This is from Harper's Ferry. This is from Bonnaroo. I went to Hershey Park with my family in the summer. And then this is stuff from when we went to the beach and I drew this illustration of stuff for the Poop Deli. If you don't know what that is, I can't like explain it. But if you know what the Poop Deli is, I hope you'll think that's funny. And here are my last two pages. I have another like hand-drawn lyrics page of Sexy to Someone by Claro, which I love, and I love this font. And then this is my last page. I just wrote That's a Wrap because that is literally the last page in this journal. And this has been my first junk journal tour ever. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see some more content from me, including more pages in my next junk journal that I'm about to start, you should follow me over on Instagram and on TikTok where I post a lot more frequently. My Instagram is at graciecreates and my TikTok is at graciecreates. And I'll see you next time. Bye! Pretty blue jeans and me.